If you're a leader in a church, whether on staff, whether as an elder or a deacon, or even just a disciple maker or small group leader in your church, I want to talk with you today about the profile of a healthy leader. You know, the Bible has plenty of lists where Paul is talking to Timothy or to Titus about what a healthy pastor looks like. Well, today we're not just going to talk about pastoral qualifications. We're going to talk about this in a broader sense. If you're going to be a healthy person, and healthy churches grow, so healthy churches have healthy leaders, it's important for you to wrestle with and really evaluate yourself along the lines of these 5 markers of a healthy leader. Let's take a look. The first dimension is spiritual. Be humbly submitted to Jesus as Savior and Lord. Honor God with excellence in your work, depending on God for the results. Colossians 3 says, work willingly at whatever you do, as though you were working for the Lord rather than for people. Remember that the Lord will give you an inheritance as your reward, and that the master you are serving is Christ. Sadly, churches draw unhealthy people into the ministry because they're people who are about their own ego, about their own position, and that's someone who's not spiritually minded. So ask yourself, am I really in this to honor God? Am I in this to be submitted to God and to build his kingdom? That's the first marker. The second marker is missional. Buy into the disciple-making mission of the church, and that means you need to model it personally in your life and encourage others to participate as well. Remember what Jesus said, Matthew 28, therefore go and make disciples of all nations. Teach these new disciples to obey all the commands I've given you. I think it's important for every leader in the church, including the pastoral team, so this would include me as a senior pastor at my church, that we're all bought into making disciples. No one is above disciple making. Jesus made disciples personally. He personally discipled a dozen guys in his life, and then he sent them off to personally disciple other people. It doesn't matter how often you're on stage. It doesn't matter how gifted you are in all the spiritual gifts, how talented you are. The most important thing that any one of us can do as a leader in our church is to accomplish the mission of the church. And Jesus himself, the commander himself, his intent was that we all actively make disciples. So make sure that you're on mission. Number 3 is emotional. Celebrate your strengths and take ownership of your weaknesses. Stay teachable and positive in the face of trials. 2 Timothy 2, a servant of the Lord must not quarrel, but must be kind to everyone, be able to teach, and be patient with difficult people. Gently instruct those who oppose the truth. Perhaps God will change those people's hearts and they will learn the truth. The church desperately needs emotionally healthy pastors and elders and small group leaders and disciple makers. We need to be emotionally healthy because we're always going to be under attack. So when somebody attacks you, are you kind about it? Are you gracious about it? Are you comfortable with looking in the mirror and saying, yeah, maybe there's some truth to that? Or, if need be, speaking the truth in love to that person so that the church can continue to be healthy. The church will go the way its leaders go. We need to be emotionally healthy leaders in the church. And then that leads to the fourth thing, which is relational. Care about people, not just tasks. That means you need to do conflict well, speaking truth in love according to the standard of Jesus. And of course, here's his standard, Matthew 18. If another believer sins against you, go privately and point out the offense. If the other person listens and confesses it, you've won that person back. But if you are unsuccessful, take 1 or 2 others with you and go back again. So ask yourself this question: how do I do in relationship with people? Remember, more than anything else, Jesus said love mattered. Love God, love your neighbor, love yourself. So that means you need to be not just emotionally healthy, you need to be relationally healthy. You need to be committed to doing relationships well. Now, we all have dysfunction. We've all grown up in families that had dysfunction, and so we all need to grow in this area. At least I know I do. So make sure that you're committed to being relationally healthy. You care about people, which means you're willing to speak truth and love to them and even do conflict if necessary, but do it in a healthy way. And then the fifth part of the profile of a healthy leader is financial. Don't love money. Be generous to God through regular sacrificial giving to your local church. I love how Paul said it in 2 Corinthians 8:7. Since you excel in so many ways in your faith, your gifted speakers, your knowledge, your enthusiasm, your love from us, I want you to excel also in this gracious act of giving. What I take that to mean is that we have to grow in every area, in all 5 of these areas, including financially. If you're a leader in your church, I hope that you're always growing in your giving. That means if you're not tithing already, you're working toward tithing. And if you are tithing, that you don't stop there. Tracy and I, we're always trying to grow in this gift, in this act of giving, just like we are in all these areas. So this is the profile of a healthy leader. Again, I encourage you to take a look at these 5 things and really look in the mirror and say, am I healthy? And where do I need to grow in 1 or 2 of these 5 areas?